Bet.
Thank you.
Let's get into it. Everybody looking good?
Yep.
Right.
Hey, man, shout out to Ali. No.
Yeah, shout
Do it
out.
the right way.
Let's get it going.
Yep.
So,
All right. Thank y'all for tuning in today to AntiSocialites show.
Back
I'm
at
your
it
host, Jay Hick, my
It's
guy
your boy,
Pierre, and Miss Ali Banks here.
hi
Big
guys. So happy to be here with you all.
Hey,
It's
glad
been a long
to
time
have
coming.
you. The lovely Ali Banks.
Yeah, we're going to go through a lot today.
Yeah.
Are you gonna give them my bio?
Hey, you know what? I would love to give them your bio, but I'm gonna let you handle that.
Yeah. What do you
Let
want
the people
to
know who you are.
Okay, hi guys. My name's Ali. I am a certified life coach. I specialize in relationships and femininity. I also have a BS in political science with a minor in journalism. I worked in politics briefly, so I realized that it was more self-serving versus like people-focused, and that's kind of what
Very
got me
classic.
into life coaching. I started a self-help blog in 2017 called PoliticallySavvy, and we're currently undergoing like this transformation from blog to full-on coaching business. So like look for that. I have a lot of like master classes and little mini courses coming up really soon. So I'm just working on like developing my business.
Pushing forward.
Yeah.
Pushing.
Yeah, that's real.
I
Because you
respect
don't
Oh,
find
and
a lot
I do annual art events as well.
COVID messed up all of our events, but just know,
Yeah.
2021, no
We
games.
coming for you.
Yeah,
No
exactly.
games.
Texas
Yeah.
tour.
For real,
Hey,
no games.
Dallas, we there. Houston, we here. Austin will be there. San Antonio, we might come through too.
You might
Nice.
pull up on you,
Okay,
just
San
stay tuned.
Antonio. All
We
right.
trying to
Alamo.
hit everywhere. We gotta show everybody love.
Nice.
Nah, you got
We
to,
got fans all
because
over
I skip
Texas.
San Antonio all the time, unfortunately.
Hey man, I respect the Lone Star State. Born and raised here. From Dallas though. Don't get it
Nah, for
twisted.
sure. Obviously, got to salute Dallas. So, what are we gonna do first?
Well, I mean, Ali just
Should we get
touched on-
serious or should we be like? Wait,
I mean, what you want to do?
no, I want to see what
Ali, you're an
Ali
interesting
dressed to
person.
impress, so I feel like you gotta
I
like.
haven't
you
had
know
this
what?
on all day.
I had to go throw on some
This is a
pants. I
light
said,
day.
like, I'm too casual.
This is
man.
definitely a light day for me. I'm
Yeah.
not dressed to impress.
She done posed the purse. Like, come on,
Quit
man.
playing, man.
I knew what was going on. I said, all right. Nah, I know it.
Playing.
I guess we can keep it light first.
Yeah, keep
Okay.
it cool.
This is we do like to touch on music a lot here, so I
I
definitely want
love
to
Sure, you know, music
try to
is.
incorporate that in.
Yeah, of course.
And I know you love
I thought
music.
y'all were gonna have like some.
We ain't got the
the
soundboard
sound
today.
effects
you
are-
know. Any other day though. We on
Hey.
the light setup today.
So,
Okay.
Ali, what type of music are you listening to these
At
days?
the moment?
Yeah, at the moment.
What's in your
'Cause
playlist
There's
right
a lot
now?
of music that's
Let's
come out.
look at like what music I've been listening to lately. So honestly, like sometimes I get like very pop, and like other times I'm like very R&B. Right now, like I just recently got into Pop Smoke, like R.I.P.
R.I.P. Smoke.
I really
R.I.P..
love his voice and the way he sounds on the track. It reminds me of 50 Cent,
That's his dad.
and I literally used
That's what he says. I
I'm
don't know.
just, I'm just saying. You know
I
what I'm saying?
literally-
just a rumor out there.
Bible. I used to have a crush on 50 Cent when like I was younger, when Candy Shop came out,
That's
and like
crazy.
Ayo Technology.
Hey, yeah.
And like a lot of people hate that song.
Yeah, because that's when he was
21
on the.
questions. He had it all up.
But like I
on
love like
fire.
Ayo Technology
With Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, I love that song, but yeah. So I really like Pop Smoke. I'm very into Afro beats.
Okay.
I used to like not be a big fan of Wizkid. I definitely was like way more into Burna Boy. But this new album that
It's a
Wizkid
nice
dropped,
album.
amazing. Like I listened to it like on repeat, like the full album, no skipping at all, 3 times one day while I was getting ready for work.
Dang, you
So
getting ready for a long
like,
time.
amazing. I have to
I ain't
sneeze.
giving WizKid no play, so I kind of feel bad.
You need
Oh,
like you need to
tripping.
listen to it.
His latest album is nice.
I can mess with Burna Boy a little
I
bit,
like
man.
Sweetie.
Sweetie's grown me.
What do you like about Sweetie?
I like Sweetie because I feel like out of all the girl rappers, I feel like she's the least vulgar. And like I feel like she raps about other things other than her
Like
vagina.
she raps about being pretty.
Yeah, and I like that.
Yeah.
It's very positive.
Like that.
Yeah,
I
Sweetie
like
is
that
definitely-
It's very positive.
Yeah, I like that
it.
she raps about being pretty and just like other things.
I like
you
her
know?
vibe.
Like,
Yeah, nice swag.
She's really
and
nice.
She's really funny and she's super cool.
Her vlogs are
Her
funny, too.
interview that I watched today that she did, she talked about like being icy. She was like, a lot of girls think it's about jewelry. She says it's not. It's mentality.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Like
Yeah.
Sweetie's really
nice flip.
dope. Like I really, really, really love Sweetie. And then like I was a little late to Kalani's new album.
She
It was
good.
all good until it wasn't. I think that's the name
Yeah,
of
Kalani's
it.
I love the cover.
And I'm
course you
so
do.
happy that she took Tory Lanez off
No.
of Can I? Because I support black women 100%. And it will never be okay to shoot a black woman and think that you're gonna get away with it.
He was just on
especially
Instagram
one from
Live
Houston.
today.
Innocent
know.
until proven guilty.
He's a fucking asshole and like a piece of shit. Excuse my language.
all
But
good.
anyways, but
Uncensored.
I love Can I? That song's the
The
total
original
bop.
version or the?
The one without him.
She liked the
The
original
one
version
without
first, but
him.
once the events happened,
No, I didn't listen to the album until after the
Oh,
event took place.
okay, yeah.
But the fact that
Understood.
she like stood up and like was like, I'm taking him off my album, amazing. We love Kalani. She's a queen. But so that's pretty much what I'm listening to right now. So I guess I'm more so like in like a hip hop
okay.
Space right now.
space.
Up tempo.
Yeah, up tempo.
Vibes.
So the pop
Yeah.
artists that you listen to, what do you listen to? Like Ariana Grande?
I love Ariana Grande.
You listen to her new album that just came out?
I did, but I need to give it another play.
Yeah.
Nothing really popped out to me.
Yeah, a lot of people
yet.
said that.
Just like Positions, which is the single, but like,
Yeah.
and then she has a song with The Weeknd. I can't remember the name of
That
it right
song is
now.
good.
I think
And
Off
that's
the
because
Table.
The Weeknd just make everything he touched
The
good.
Weeknd
Weeknd
is magical.
amazing.
Like everything he touches
He's
is
magical.
His latest album, I was like, ugh, I hate this album. And then I was talking to this guy about it on Instagram, and he was like, no, this album is great. You need to listen to it again. So I listened to it. I was like, wow, amazing
Yeah.
art. So I'm like really into The Weeknd. I cannot pronounce her name right. Dualipa. Dua
Lipa or something like that.
Yeah,
Dua
Dua Lipa,
yeah, her
yeah.
name is very dope. Like it's definitely confusing, but it stands
I don't
out.
want to like say her name wrong, but I love her. Her music is amazing. Her most recent album, Future Nostalgia, is really, really, really good. It's very up tempo. It just makes you feel like it just makes you feel like a woman and it makes you feel empowered.
Yeah.
So like I'm really, really into that.
So you're all about that energy, that positive energy.
Yeah, I
OG
like
feminist
I
or
like-
non-feminist.
okay, so when it comes to being a feminist, I have to explain it because I'm a feminist in like a spiritual way to where I believe feminine energy is equal to masculine energy. But in no way am I like this hard societal structured feminist in the way that like the Western
Do you think that
world has
society like
concepted.
because they definitely have like I guess stereotyped feminism. Like, do you think that's I guess a bad thing though? Because I personally, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with
I
that.
don't-
Like, I think we kind of need a little bit of that.
I don't think it's a bad
balance,
thing,
I
but
guess.
I think we need more of a balance. I think people have taken it and ran with it, and just like it's like to the point where they're like bullying women who are really
I see
feminine.
men getting bullied on Twitter all the
People
time.
both sides get bullied a lot.
Yeah, and it's just like if you're really a feminist, let a woman be whatever kind of woman she wants to be. So like I know for me, like being like a female entrepreneur, also like my day job while I'm building my company, I'm like a store manager at Abercrombie and Fitch, so I'm like in a leadership role.
feel me?
That
We
takes
need
a
women
lot of
empowered.
that's a
Stamp
lot
that.
of
Come on now.
masculine energy.
Oh,
So
definitely.
like when I'm in a relationship, much to what like Jeannie Mai was saying, I want to be with a man who's more dominant, that I trust to make decisions for us. That
I
like,
respected that
I
statement
don't
she
have
made.
to like put so much thought into it because I have a partner who like.
Yeah.
So
I
you wouldn't
trust
want to
You
do
don't,
that.
you don't want to come home and have to do the same thing.
Yeah,
You're
no,
doing the
I
work.
don't want to have to be like a boss in the bedroom. I guess like
Yeah.
I don't want to like have to be like bossed up in my household. Like
Yeah, you
What if
want
it's
to
like-
let him lead.
Exactly.
You want to be comfortable.
But like also on the flip side of that, because I am so like goal oriented and like achievement focused, I can't be with like a weak man. I feel like the stronger the woman, the stronger the man.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
it's like I have to be with like a man that like I can look up to, but I have a lot of accolades. So like I
Ain't no
can't
pushover.
I can't just be with anyone.
Yeah.
Like,
Some
I
men
have to
will
be
have
with,
this
He
like,
has to
mentality
be
where-
doing things as well.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
exactly. That's what I like. I feel like
That's
I feel like
important.
any real dude that's like confident in himself would like that, because you see a lot of men too that have this mentality. It's like, shit, like I wear the pants, like I'm making all the money. I'm like, yo, we both could be getting money, and like you said, it's even bigger. But some
Yeah.
people are just like, hey, you cook, you clean, I do everything else. It's
Nah.
like that. 19,
I want a girl that's achieving something too, because
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'm
trying
gonna
to
be
do
doing what I'm
something.
doing too, because I always want more. So I want her to want more for herself too.
Exactly.
And we're gonna get more together.
Beyonce
You know what I'm saying?
said, like, have your own life before you become someone's wife. And I feel like that's so true, because it's so easy to, like, get lost and get caught up in being, like, a wife or a girlfriend, being a mom, like, you know, to where, like, your whole...
being a mom be whooping.
Yeah, to where your whole
Putting people out.
identity is wrapped up in
Yeah.
the lives of other people.
Yeah.
And it's like,
You're
if
not
you
growing
would just
internally.
start like
a good way to
your
look at
own
it.
stuff prior to that, like you are firm in who you are, you
facts.
know? So like, yeah, I just like, so when it comes to like the whole feminist thing, it's really weird, because also, like I said, I work hard and I'm achieving a lot.
Allie be on it. Y'all don't know, man. Allie, I've seen a lot of growth,
Yeah,
and
here
just like,
grinding.
you know, you gotta give people their flowers. Allie be
thank
putting
you.
on like, yo, I'll be learning stuff. So, you know, I gotta respect it, and I feel like I'm one of them dudes that, you know, I salute it. Like, if it's real, like I know I salute it. Like, yo, I know a lot of women, and ain't too many of them just be hardworking like that. So that's definitely
thank you,
commendable.
Pierre.
Yeah,
You know?
you're doing a lot, Allie. Like,
A lot.
and you're not stopping. You
Yeah,
didn't
not
even,
stopping,
You didn't even
yeah.
mention the modeling that you've
Oh,
been
yeah.
At all.
doing. She doing a lot.
I do a lot.
Man, Allie told me she was
Yeah.
gonna do this art event last year. I'm like, man, Allie's just playing. And sure, just like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, just
Yeah.
did it. And it's like, it take a certain type of person to
Yeah.
think of something, then actually do it. Because most people,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna wait. You like, no, I'm finna lead by example. And like,
Yeah.
no, that's definitely commendable. A lot of dudes,
Thank you.
you know, for some men, that might be a lot to handle. They're gonna say, I don't know.
But for the right man,
Right
man,
the
he'll
right
be
man
Superman.
can handle
Yeah,
me.
you looking
Like,
for the right
I'm
man.
not for like everyone,
Feel
and
me?
that's totally okay. Like, and it's like, I hope that like my man, when I get one, because I'm single right now.
Fellas, is this an open invitation, fellas?
No,
If you
it's
wa-
not an open invitation. Like I've been
Hey,
like
So
my
single and not
man.
looking.
Hey, the YouTubers, they be watching.
I'm just like I'm just letting God move me.
God,
What-
So whatever is natural.
What the Lord wants for me is what I'll receive.
That's
you
real.
know?
That's real.
But yeah, if I'm definitely not for like, it takes a certain type of man for me to be with. Yeah.
So do you think, is it shallow for women to have a type, or anybody to have a type for that matter? Do you feel like you put yourself like you close off some blessings, like, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people,
It's honestly, I'm more of like, it's like an energetic thing, you know, like energy is really important, and I just can't be with a bum. It's just like but also I feel like I'm
so you
at
can't be lazy.
Can you
I'm-
classify a bum? I want people to
I
know.
feel
Okay,
like
yeah, that's a good
I
one.
will classify a bond, but it's like for women, once we get to a certain point, like certain men won't even talk to me because they just know.
They know.
It's like the energy is
They
like
should know.
you just know, like not even to like
Otherwise, they're overly confident.
attempt anything.
They should know.
And there's nothing wrong with
Yo.
being confident.
But overly
you know?
confident. You like, come on, dude. No job, no car.
But
Live
what
with your
I
mama.
would say is like a
on, man.
bomb. It's
No
like,
chance.
Yo.
but it's okay to have like be broke with ambition. Like if you're like going for
what
it,
age?
you know.
At what age?
Yeah, because at what age should I give up on pushing?
26?
Like,
Should I be broke?
when should I quit?
Just have ambition?
yeah, or should a person have the ambition and also just have a hustle that helps them pay the bills? Like, or do you have to quit and do one or the other, or should they just
Okay,
adapt?
y'all are throwing a lot at me. Let me.
We need
break
real
this-
answers.
let
What do you
me
mean
break
by
this
broken
down.
ambition?
Broken
Have
ambitious. What is that?
So broken ambitious is someone who like financially is not where he wants to be.
Okay.
But he's like grinding really hard, and like you can see him like bringing his vision into fruition.
Wait, so I'm basically broken and ambitious.
Are you broken ambitious?
Cause I be pushing, but I'm not rich at all. I drive a Honda, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but like, I guess if you want to be like, you know,
How
the
broke are you
standard,
talking?
but it's like,
It's levels, I
it can't
guess,
be,
like-
like,
But
yeah, you're
I
like
guess
at a
we're
different
just-
level, Pierre.
I guess
like,
we're trying to
wouldn't
ask
say
how
that.
broke.
Yeah, because like it's
I
like
feel like Pierre might be a good, like, that right there. Like, Pierre has,
Yo.
like,
Hey, man.
Pierre has a spot. He has a car. Like, he don't work for nobody else. He works for
Hey, man.
himself. Like
But
that is
very
okay.
ambitious, and he
But
has
I
things
wouldn't-
going.
But, like, you have so much stuff going for you, and, like,
And you're
you
never
still
broke.
have a source of income, so you're not really
no, we're not broke, man.
You're
we just
never
not,
broke because
like,
you can always make as much as you want to make. You're your own boss.
Exactly. So that, like, I wouldn't kind of put you in that category.
So like if I
would
was
say,
living with
like,
my
a
mom and doing the
guy-
same stuff,
No, I
Then it
wouldn't,
would
I
count
wouldn't
as
call
that.
that broke though, because that's a choice.
I feel
Let's
like
save the
by
money.
like 30, you need to be out of your parents' house. You can't like be living with, like, as a man, like, you don't need to be living with your parents.
Yeah,
at
30, come on. 30 is.
I think the latest that it's like, okay, like by 27, you should probably be moved out. For me, I moved out of my parents' house when I was 18.
same,
Same here.
same.
And then, you know, I was like in and out of college. And when
It's
I
still
decided,
jumping off the porch though, because a lot of people, you
A lot
know,
of
I
people don't.
graduated with a lot of people that they just didn't even attempt. They just stayed.
yeah,
You know.
And so like I moved back in because I was like, okay, I'm just knock school out. And I went like 2 years straight. So like fall, summer, winter, all that just straight.
But you
to
also
get my
saved
degree.
money, right?
Yeah, and you do save money when you're living with your parents. And
Because
like
you had goals.
Yeah, because you have goals, and like that's when I was able to cultivate everything I wanted for Politically Savvy. But still, like at my age now, like in my later 20s, I couldn't imagine living at home. But I know a lot of people who do, and they do it to save money. And
I
you
know a
can't
lot of people
knock
that do, and they honestly complain about it a lot. But I'm not gonna lie. I'm the friend that tells a friend, I'm like, hey, you staying at home, there's nothing wrong with it.
There's
You know what I'm
nothing
saying?
wrong
Now,
with
if you're
it.
stagnant,
If you're saving money,
and just
I don't have a
there,
problem with
Yeah.
that's a whole nother thing.
That's
but
that's
like,
where it is. When you're
you know,
stagnant, when you're not doing anything, when you're not saving money, when you're not fixing that credit score,
Yeah.
like
You're not
You
getting
shouldn't
right.
be living with your parents and be broke.
but also
No way,
don't
no
you
way.
shouldn't be
At
living
any
with your
point.
parents and dating either. Like I feel like
So not dating or not having
talked
people
about
at the
this
house.
earlier off
Because we
mic.
definitely talked about this.
you don't need to be taking a woman to your mother's house.
I don't agree.
You
Yeah, I
don't
agree
need
with that.
to be
I agree with
like
that.
court. You can't
No.
court me if you don't have a court.
I told him this. We were talking about this earlier today.
So
Yo.
it's like,
I feel
you
like it's
cannot
unacceptable.
court- yeah, it's extremely
And
unacceptable.
it's out of respect. You gotta have respect for your family too, I think.
Yeah, no, for
Exactly.
sure, for
Have
sure.
respect for your mom, like, cause like if you're not respecting your mom's home, you're not gonna respect the home we built together. Like,
Yeah.
any like smart woman is gonna look at your relationship with your mom, and see like, okay, this is how like he is gonna treat me, basically. And then
Because there are parallels.
exactly, because it's like that's the first woman that you fall in love with as like a guy. It's like your mom, and for like women, it's our dad. So like that relationship is really important, I think, for people to pay attention to. There was something you guys like talked about. You asked me. I wanted to like touch back on it.
The dude's been a bum at not
Yeah, I
bum,
wanted you
but,
to clarify that. Like
Like a
as far as a
bum.
bum, what's
For
your
me-
definition of a bum?
For me,
For you.
anything that like, I used to be like really strict on it, like, but it's like if you don't have a car and I have a car, come on. If like you don't have a steady, if you're not stable,
Especially at this age.
this is my thing. So I would say like a bum is a man who is not stable mentally, emotionally, financially, just somebody who is unstable, like is a
Can't keep a
complete
job.
bum.
Don't be a bum out here,
Like,
guys.
yeah, someone who's not consistent with what he wants in life, a man that doesn't have any direction, a man that doesn't know his purpose. I feel like purpose is like really big for guys. I feel like at this point in my life, I hope I don't get attacked by any YouTube people, but I think like a man's purpose should be like number one. And then like his relationship should be number two. I feel like I need you to
preaching
be
out
like
here, man.
very like good and like stable and like your purpose and your vision like in life, because like I feel like it's just like really important for like masculine energy.
So you feel like
in men.
do you feel like your purpose I guess because like I feel kind of the same way. Like, do you feel purpose will bring everything else full circle?
I do. I feel like a man that is like actively in his purpose is fulfilled and like.
That's how I feel. Like as a
like,
broken what did you call it? Broken ambitious. That's how I be feeling. I be feeling hella fulfilled, even though I don't like feel nearly rich at all. Like it's like a big blessing. Like
Yeah,
I'll
you don't
see
have to answer to
somebody.
anybody.
Yeah, like see
it's not
somebody
even
rock a
about
shirt.
answering
Well, I'm just
to
saying he can
anyone.
control. He's controlling his destiny.
Yeah.
That's all I'm getting at.
You
Yeah,
do
we're trying
have
to-
control of your destiny, and you're creating a legacy, and like you'll find like a wife who will expand upon that and like be like a helpmate to you and help you like
My
grow.
boy Gary just when I was in Dallas, he said that on my snap. I was telling him to get a gym. It's funny. He was like, "Bro, you gotta have a helpmate." I'm
Yeah.
like, "Okay, Gary." Like,
You said you have what?
he was like, "No." I was like, "Gary, like drop a gym." He was just basically like, "Hey, fellas, don't chase ladies. Like, and ladies be a helpmate." You know what I'm saying? Like find the right person to where that even mixes. Because
Yeah.
a lot of times people, I mean, you say it all the time. I feel like some women do have that mentality to be a helpmate or to help a guy. It's just a bum dude. You know what I'm saying? It's kind
Yeah.
of like, it's toxic. I guess,
It's
that's what we would
toxic.
call toxic.
Yeah, and it's like I don't mean like help like him like he's
Get
living
his life
off
together.
of you.
No, you mean
know?
like
But like when you
flip.
can actively give someone advice, like you can
Yeah.
see his vision and maybe where he's like lacking and be able to like point it out, like identify a need and offer a solution.
Exactly.
You know, like in that kind of way you can like help progress his productivity. You know?
help, like, it's like helping somebody get more organized in a way. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just giving him your feminine energy while he's giving you his masculine
I can
energy
appreciate a woman like that.
and balancing each other out. I do not mean like let a guy live with you.
Drive the
I
car.
don't mean let him drive your car. That's something my
'Cause he
stepdad
doesn't
was
have a
really
car.
big on. Like before I even had a car, when I was like 13, my stepdad was like, excuse my language, don't ever let no nigga in your car. So like not even like in the passenger
Big facts.
seat. Like never let a man in your car. Never like give a man money and stuff like that. And like that's like it's okay to do like little things like when you feel moved
like a birthday
to
gift.
like you might want to like pay for dinner. You might want to like do something nice for like a guy
Yeah.
or whatever. But if like the guy is like asking you it's an automatic no for me. Don't ask me for any money.
So if he hits you with that,
That's
down
like I'm
bad
not
right
gonna
now.
talk to you. I'm not interested. I'm very big on protect and provide. And like I can provide for myself, you better be able to do it too. Or like there's not really a need for you. Like
That's
I can't
real.
call you my man if you can't do more for me. You're not
Yeah.
like you're not doing it's pointless.
No, I mean that's she just gave a lot of free game, fellas. If you trying to figure out what's going on wrong with your relationship, you might want to replay that part.
Yeah.
No, I feel like people definitely need to be on the same page. I feel like that all falls in that line. Like it's
Yeah.
like you're an entrepreneur. Like not saying the woman has to be an entrepreneur, but I feel like she has to have entrepreneurship qualities.
Yeah.
So she can understand, and like you say, like it's like a dude man or a woman will have $1 million idea, but sometimes it takes another person to come in, make it in a way where they can
Right.
see it to where it makes sense, because it could be sitting there,
You
but
just
it's
need to
like
be
clarity.
a team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, if your
and
significant other not a good teammate, then
Yeah,
what are
that's
you doing?
really what it is. It's like you don't both have to be entrepreneurs, but like you need to mesh and work well together. You need to be able, like what does Jay-Z say? Like I need a wife to bounce these ideas off at night. So it's like I think that's what like men need, and it's like, yeah, look for that. Like
It
don't get
benefits
like
both people. Like you
Yeah.
can help her go up, you're going up. It's
exactly, and you'll see it. You'll see like who's bringing like good energy in your life and helping you get to the next point, and you'll see like what energy is bringing you down. Like once you like have dated, you'll start seeing like, oh, this relationship is like beneficial versus like a past relationship wasn't really beneficial. I was kind of stagnant. I was kind
So
of
you be
sad.
like, damn, like I'm wasting my time with this person. I should really just not text back anymore.
dude, don't waste time.
Have you ever ghosted someone
Yes.
often?
Not often, no, because like I don't know, like
Did you feel bad when you did it? Did they
I
deserve
ghosted
it?
my ex-boyfriend before he became my boyfriend because I was just like,
So how did he get
this is
unghosted
not
then?
gonna work. I just was moved to give it another chance.
So he just happened to text you another
No,
time.
I reached out to him.
Oh, okay, I feel like that doesn't happen all the
So
time.
you thought about it.
Yeah, I thought, like, I reconsidered. I was
That's
like,
real.
you know what? Maybe, like...
He's a good guy. Let me give him a chance.
He's a good guy. Let me give him a chance.
So good guys do win sometimes.
But he's still an ex.
He didn't win.
So maybe I should have just, like, trusted, like, my very first instincts. But he's still amazing.
Say he's not exciting
He
enough.
wasn't Mr. Right. He was Mr. Right now. Now he gone.
Man,
No,
it
that's
is what
all
it
good.
is, though.
There's a lot of good talk about relationships. I see why you or how you're good at it, and people can come to you for advice.
Yeah.
What influenced you to be a life coach, though? Can you tell us? Let's get into that.
Okay, so I feel like the theme of like this life for me has been like transformation, and with that means I've like experienced a lot of death. So like death of ego, death of old habits, death of self, death of family members. When I was younger, when I was 9, my father passed away. And luckily for me, I had like a lot of counseling, a lot of therapy. A lot of people don't get that.
A lot of people don't talk to anybody.
Huh?
A lot of people don't talk to anyone.
Yeah, and it's just like, so like I was able to heal, you know? I've always had like a special relationship with Christ.
It's
so
important.
Even when my father passed away, I still knew I had a father. That would be like present and active, and of course I'm speaking about God. And then I also, so like that was like, you know, something that I went through. Then like in middle school I was bullied, and people used to call me like NBA, no booty out for me. Little did they know I would grow up and like become a voluptuous woman, but whatever.
Kids are cruel.
So like, yeah,
kids are
kids are just mean.
Kids are mean.
I got
in my
picked
life.
on.
That was
It's crazy because I still see it today.
Kids are
Like,
terrible nowadays.
Yeah, kids are evil.
I was tongue-tied when I was younger.
Yeah, so like I still have it, but it's because of the way like my teeth are made, but that's not important. So like, and I had to get over that. My cousin like was a beautician. I used to have really long hair, and she cut my hair off like because she said it was uneven. That's when I was like 12 or 13. So like just like what they did to me as a child.
How old was your cousin?
Wait, how short was it?
She cut it all the way off.
Why would she do that though?
But how old was your cousin?
Because it was damaged and it needed to grow out. She was an adult.
So she had good
okay.
intentions.
She had good intentions.
But it was just bad timing.
It was bad
Yeah, them
timing
kids
because
was
I was
going
so
ham.
I was so young.
Kids
So
was
that's
going
actually
ham.
when I started wearing extensions because like my confidence was shot.
Yeah.
So like I had to like really like kind of like refine myself and like fall in love with me
makes you
again.
stronger.
And that took time though. And then when I got into high school, I think like my sophomore year, I started wearing like heels to school, and like that's when I really got into like clothes.
Allie had the yellow
and, like,
bangles with the yellow
and the
heels.
bangles. Yeah, it was a really
already
bad
know,
time
color
for
She ain't
fashion.
school
combination,
stunning
yeah.
on them though.
Horrible time for fashion, but I was stunting, okay? And like I had
was
like,
in style, though, for
I
sure,
had a
though,
lot of
back
guy
then.
friends, and like so people just automatically assumed that I wasn't a virgin anymore, and like so like a whole cheerleading squad of girls. I was a dancer. I was in drill team. A whole cheerleading squad of girls basically started bullying me and saying that I was like sleeping around. I was a complete virgin. It was just like I was like a cute girl.
It's back to kids being cruel.
That like
Yeah.
hung out with like a lot of guys that played football and stuff like that. So they were assuming that I was sleeping with them. I kind of like talked to some of them.
What does that
and
mean?
so I got called like a social hoe. So it was like people just wanted to find
That's crazy.
any way to like bring me down.
Yeah, people like tearing others
You know,
down.
because
Yeah.
kids are very, I mean, not even just kids, adults do it too, but
Yeah.
most people are followers.
Yeah.
So they just tend to go with whatever.
Whatever someone
other
else is
people are
saying,
doing.
it's a hot topic, they're gonna jump in on it.
Exactly. But like all these little things were like chips at me internally.
So
as
how
a
did you
person,
stay
and,
like built up? Because I know like, I
Well,
mean,
like-
yeah, it's like, that's difficult.
yeah, it was tripping me down, but like I'm just a very resilient person. And I think it goes back to this Maya Angelou poem that I had to recite when I was a child, Still I Rise.
Oh, yeah.
When I was in kindergarten, I had to like recite that poem in front of like an auditorium full of people, and I like remembered it, and it just stuck with me my whole entire life. That poem has been with me, and it's like, no matter what, like still I rise. So like I like had to go through like all of those things, like even to the point to where like my brother, who was like a big like influence in my life, he passed away. I think that's when I cracked. I fell into like depression. I dropped out of school. I was in a 3-year-long relationship, well, almost 3-year-long relationship. We like broke up like a few months after my brother had passed away. I was like smoking weed and developed anxiety attacks from like smoking weed, and like I was just like, I couldn't like keep a job. Like I was a bum, you know? I was like in my apartment, I was struggling, and it was just like one day I just dropped to my knees and I was like, God, just like please re-enter my life and just like take the wheel, because like I don't know what I'm doing. Like I can't do this. Like, and I just fully surrendered to like Christ and God, and he took over, and that's when I started like writing and blogging, and I was like, if I'm going through all this, I know someone else is. And I was like, I'm gonna make this blog so other people can know that they're not alone, because we're more alike than we are different.
Exactly.
So I decided to like use my pain as a source of healing. So like I took my pain, I let it out through my keyboard, and I just started healing from just like pouring out of me. And like I was like, you know, other people are going through stuff like this, and I was sharing it, and like people would like reach out to me and talk to me, and I was like, wow, like I'm like really helping people. And so like that's when I knew it had to be more than just me like sharing like my
that
pain.
bigger purpose, that bigger picture.
Yeah, I needed to like help people
testimony.
like cope, and I need to like what did I do that made me feel better? Praying made me feel better. Changing like my eating habits, keeping like my environment really clean, staying away from like toxic people. Like I'm really big on cutting people off. Like it takes like nothing for me to cut someone off. The minute I feel like disrespected or like you don't value what I have to offer, like done with it, you know? Like reading made me feel better, and like just like starting to create like
all of that clarity just started.
Exactly. And like
it's like somebody wiping the mirror. Just
I transformed into like a different version of myself, a better version of myself,
evolved.
The best version of myself. And like I remember I was dating this guy, and he was like, so when did you glow up? And I was like, I'm always glowing up.
You feel me?
Like it's nonstop. It's a constant
every
thing.
day.
It's like I'm always going to be a better version of myself, you know? And like just to take it back to relationships, it's like when I do get in a relationship with someone new, they know that they're with the best version of me. So like
and
it's only going to get better.
It's only going to get better, and I'm better with you than I was with the previous person. So like
the progression, that's how it should be like that
but
too.
Yeah, I think I answered your question.
How do you feel? Okay, so as soon as you started tapping into that space, how did you feel like when the first person reached out to you and let you know that they related to what you had put out into the world? Like, how did that make you feel as somebody who chose to, you know, be vulnerable, because you didn't have to share, but you chose to, and people reached out. So like, what was that like?
I mean, the first time someone like reached out to me, they were just like, wow, this is like the realest thing I've ever read. And honestly, I felt like I was on the right track. I felt like I was doing
like that confirmation.
It felt validated.
Yeah, it felt like confirmation. Okay. And like, I don't want to say validation, because you get your validation through Christ, through like God, but yeah, it was just like, it was like mind blowing, honestly.
It was like a high, but like a good,
feeling.
like a positive, like a real
but
one.
Also I got like negative feedback too, because like
because you had you will tell them.
So all the things about like self-help and like getting over depression and stuff like that, people like would love. But when I would like talk shit about like guys, oh my, I would get like...
You had a couple like egg accounts?
I would get attacked. No, like people that I knew would be like, you can't be saying this and da 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 da. And it was like, dude, this is like my personal experience.
Exactly.
Like, I've dated a lot of douchebags. I mean, they're great guys, but like,
It's not in relationships.
in retrospect, I wouldn't even say that. In retrospect, it was like they were going through their own journey, and I couldn't understand that journey because I was so focused on mine and understanding me and dealing with my trauma that like I was like basically condemning them for dealing with their trauma the way they were dealing with it. So I was being judgmental. And so I guess in a sense it was good that people were calling me on it because it made me like rethink the way that I viewed men and how I saw men.
You know, it's funny because I had like that same thing. Like I would, you know, back in the day when I was much younger, I'm a much more understanding man now.
Yeah.
Like I remember I told this girl one time, and you know, I thought about it like about a week or two ago because I hit her up on Instagram. I'm like, hey, how you been? You know, what's going on? She's like, I'm doing all right. I'm like, well, why is it just all right? She was like, well, I'm still trying to figure out like what my purpose is. And I was just like, damn, you know, I immediately thought to a couple years before, and I remember flat out telling her like, yo, I'll never talk to a woman who didn't know what her purpose was. I feel like I wasn't understanding, but me. You know, progress now, I feel a hell of a lot more comfortable. I told her, I said, you know, your purpose, a lot of times it's right in front of us, and we don't, you know, sometimes we overthink it and we can skip it. And I was like, you know, it's already there, just don't think about it too much. And she was just like, man, you know, it's words of encouragement that I didn't know I needed at that moment, what she was telling me. And I was just like, yeah, because, like I say, younger P was not understanding.
Exactly.
You know, I'm just like, people are at different spaces in their lives.
And different levels.
Right. And it's like everyone's journey is different. Everybody finds themselves at
different
a different
times.
age. You know, and it's just like if we just take the time to be a little bit more compassionate and understanding and realize like it took time for me to get where I'm at and figure out who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like give that same grace to another person.
To other people.
You know? Yeah. And it's so easy. Like it's so easy to be judgmental.
It is.
No, it
It's
is.
difficult
like,
to be kind.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, be the better person.
Because
like,
people need
give
it. Like,
kindness,
and
people need it. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, they do.
it helps them. Like, they, like, a lot of people, like,
You
I
never
mean,
know how your words
people
will
are
impact someone.
Yeah, your words are powerful. Because I always, like, my mom, she would get mad when I would be like, I'm just Pierre. Like, nobody listening to me. She like, nah, stop saying that.
Yeah.
Like, your words, I'm like, and you know, that's how some people really feel. Because you'll say stuff, like, it might be small to me, but to someone else, they're...
It's major.
Right.
Yeah, they're like, you know, they want to punch you or they're just like, damn, like that, you know, made me feel away. And it's like, damn, why would you want to make people feel away when we can just be, you know, trying to uplift them and just because, like, you know, when you're confident, you don't have to, you know, we want to pull everybody up or at least give them a couple gems so that they can figure out how to come up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just like, just give positivity because, like, you get what you give. So if you give that positive energy, you're gonna get it back. Like karma is real.
It is.
No, it is.
I tell people that all the
really,
time.
really
man.
It is. That's why, like,
It's a lot of stuff that's been going on in this world lately.
Yeah.
The last
Yeah, it is a lot
couple
of
weeks.
stuff, you know.
And it's karma.
And I would like to say
bad karma, unfortunately.
the reason why I stopped being so judgmental is because I got like judged really bad after a breakup. Pierre knows what breakup I'm talking about. I got judged and ridiculed so bad, and like the content of my character and who I was as a person was like under attack, honey. I mean, Satan was working.
It's like that sometimes because
And,
like you only see somebody, like you see a fraction of that person, you know, and that's really how it goes. You see a fraction of a person, and most of the time, you know, the way society is, the way just the world works, you're usually gonna go off that fraction.
Yeah.
But you know, I agree. You gotta definitely see the whole pie to like really.
Pierre judged me,
you know.
basically.
I'm not surprised.
Wasn't that bad,
He was
though.
judgmental back then. Remember?
Hey, I was open about it, guys.
He different
I was
now.
open.
Yeah, but like, and I think also like that's another reason why it was so important to like share my experiences, because I wanted people, like, if you're gonna judge me, I want you to know me.
I always said something that was very real. You know, it's like. Cause you know I was a little judgmental. I'm not gonna lie. Now it wasn't like hella like just judgmental. Like, hey, I'm not gonna admit. Like, it wasn't nowhere like that.
was
We're
to
not
you,
saying
though,
that
right?
at all.
That was to your perception of it.
From my perception,
That was
but
made so
she made a
differently,
good
but-
point though. Like, it was, you know, sometimes you gotta like you remove people from situations and you really look at the people. It really does say a lot about people. And I was like, okay, like, you look at it like that, it said a whole lot. And it's like, you know, I was definitely wrong, but we moved past that. Like,
I'm a good person. Yeah. I shouldn't say that, but I try.
No,
to be
you
a
should
good
say
person.
that. You got.
You try your best to be a good person.
I
That's,
try
that's,
my
and that's all you can do.
We try to put out, you know, the right foot
every
forward.
day. That's what we got to do.
Yeah.
Earlier, you touched on how you were able to basically voice, or I consider that a testimony that you kind of told people, and you did it by typing. How do you feel that social media has influenced the world today?
Everything.
Social media?
Yeah, social media. Because,
I
mean,
like
when you were doing that,
is
would you
the
consider
devil's
that?
Playground.
You think so?
I think so, too.
I think it's a
levels
wealth
to
of
it.
information on social media, but I also think...
I've seen a lot of people die in the past
deadly.
2 weeks, right? And in the negative comments I read on social media about these people that these people never met, never knew them. Like, it was just so, you know, it's trendy to do dirt, but it's like you said with the karma and stuff like that. Like, it was, like you said, Devil's Playground. I was reading so much
positive
stuff,
things
and I
on
was
social
like,
media as well.
There's positives and
it's
there's
like pockets.
negatives.
You gotta really.
There's a lot.
Social media gives everyone a voice, you know.
Everyone.
It does. It gave you a voice. So.
And if you're not like strong and in a good place with yourself, it can skew your perception of the world and make you feel not good. I feel like sometimes it's really important to take a break from social media.
Oh, certainly.
It's really important not to find your identity within social media.
No.
I think social media is stripping away from people's like individuality. I think like
intelligence.
I agree with that.
Like,
no one fact checks anything anymore.
You just like, and I have a minor in journalism, so like the truth is very important to me, and it's like, find out for yourself. And that's just and I'm really big on interconnectedness. So like, even being judgmental and all that stuff, find out for yourself. Like, you make like your decision based off of the research you've done on the topic, on the person, on the environment, on the situation, on the state, whatever it is. Like, you find that. Like, don't just like let social media.
Comes back to that confidence, because people, it's like, it reminds me of really middle school, really even high school. Like, I feel like those are the times when people are most, I guess, vulnerable. You know, they're trying to figure it out. They're not fully confident. Some people are, some people not. But like, as a, how old am I? 20? I'm 28. I think I'm 28. 27. I forget.
I thought you was 27, man.
Or was I 20? I don't know. I can't remember. It's one of the two. I got to check. Y'all let me know.
I'm 26.
Okay, I'll be 28 then. Yeah, I'm 2 years older. Yeah, it's like you'll see people that still like grown as hell, but still acting like we're in like 7th grade, and it's like, it's really sad.
Well, one thing I noticed, adults always do that. Yeah, they don't change.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
At this, well, you can change, but there has to be some significant event in their life to make them change.
There's this
at a certain point
YouTuber, I can't think of her name. I want to say it's Sharon Lester, and like on her YouTube videos, she always says that people get stuck at their age of trauma. So like, if a traumatic event takes place when you're 15, you get stuck in that age, and it's like, you really have to want to be better.
You're in a sunken place.
Like, yeah, you're pretty much in a sunken place. Like, when I was really depressed, like, I had to literally choose. I had to make the decision to want better, and it's like decision, like, decide to like, I want better for myself, and nothing else was like an option. Cut off all excuses, like let go of all of that. And it's like, I think people play like walk the tightrope with like their lives sometimes.
No,
like,
that's crazy, because that's like that's pretty sad. That's what people do.
Yeah,
that's what people do. It really don't make any sense.
Like, that is just not okay.
Yeah,
and
I think social media encourages that a little bit too.
I think social media does, because it's like, it's like, if you have a child, right, and like, and we all have like an inner child in us, and it's like, think about like what you react to, you respond to. If your child gets an A and like you praise your child, they're gonna want to get more A's, right?
Exactly.
Right.
So when you have people doing like foolish stuff on social media
and getting praised,
and they're getting likes, they're getting like that instant gratification, like, oh, this is good, like people are responding to me, they're gonna keep doing it because they're feeding their ego. So like it's much deeper. You have to kill your ego. You have to become disciplined. You have to like want to be patient. You have to like find glory in God and not in others. Like it's so deep, and like that's why I say social media is like the devil's playground. Because like the devil is the king of illusions. And
like I say, especially if a person doesn't know their purpose. They don't know their purpose. They're just gonna
but
get lost in the sauce.
Because like at minimum, your purpose should be morally good, right?
It
like,
should be.
You would think.
It should be.
You
would think.
To be like a morally.
I feel like people
person.
don't have morals these days. Like,
and like
you know
that's
what?
sad and it's unfortunate, but you can't write off all people. You know.
You can't.
And like, and also like those of us who do have those values. We should lead by example.
Because that's how I feel. Good people attract. It's like a couple months ago, me and my friends, we were all having like I don't even say debate. Like I got, we live in Texas. People like guns.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of my friends heavy into guns. They would always say, "Man, you're basically out here lacking. P. Why you don't got no gun? You got all this expensive stuff, no guns." And I'm not gonna lie. Like I would be like, "Man, like I don't attract that energy." Yeah. And then I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? It might not be me attracting that energy, but it might be somebody one day. So I was like, damn, I gotta go actually get a damn gun, exercise my right, just in case. But it's like, you never know, because people are crazy as hell. It's like, you put out good energy, and like, trouble just will like you said, will sneak some kind of way.
The enemy is
it's crazy.
Always on alert.
On the prowl.
Yeah, he's always trying to come from you. But you also have to know that you're protected. And when like your faith is really, really strong, everything happens for a reason. And like you can't live in fear, and you can't be a victim to worry and doubt. So like
it'll consume you.
It will consume you,
yes,
and then once you start thinking in that, that's when it comes to you. Like I said, energy is really real.
You won't go outside.
And and like when I was depressed, like I was just so scared, like so in anxiety that I didn't want to leave out my apartment.
Yeah,
I was
sleeping all day.
Scared, like.
Bro, you'll try to sleep the days away.
Yeah,
people,
when you were depressed.
When Corona first hit, like, bro, when the Corona first hit, I'm not gonna lie, like, I was not about that going outside. Like, I want to say for at least about 90 days. I was like, bro, y'all crazy.
For 90 days?
I went outside, but it was only food. Like, I just did not
he
feel
wouldn't go to the park.
I didn't want to shoot videos.
I'm at the park because I run at the park. He wouldn't even come. He like, man,
I didn't want to shoot no videos. I'm like, I don't want to be around anybody.
That's so dangerous. Like, I was with my man friend, and he had made this statement about like us wearing the mask and how like we're breathing in our own carbon dioxide and how like that's not deep. Good for humans, and like we're not gonna turn into plants, we're gonna die. So it's like we need to breathe. Like what? Like it's just the world is not in a good space.
It's not.
And
we're in our last days.
We have to.
It looks like it.
I won't say we're in our last days.
We're going through a new cycle.
We're going through a huge transformation.
Yeah.
A very huge
And
one.
like we need to start treating like this earth better. We need to start treating each other better. We need to have a respect for science.
Yes,
like
we
need to start praying a lot more to God and asking for clarity, asking for like vision to see like what we need, but like this should be like a wake-up call.
I think it is.
We need to do better.
I feel like I've seen a lot of people realizing that.
I think this presidential election is going to assist.
Okay.
Of course, God is going to do it all, but I feel like getting President Trump out of office was a step.
I think
because he didn't believe in science.
He did not.
And
got rid of the pandemic council.
Got rid of that.
That was crazy.
Got rid of that. He went against everything.
Yeah.
The vision was a part of his agenda. Mm-hmm. I think getting away. Now, of course, it's going to take a decade to get back what we just lost in the last 4 years.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
I think with God and just having a positive outlook, we can all get through it.
Yep.
Definitely, you can do all things through Christ.
Right.
You feel me?
And I'm really big on being a Christian. and sharing that word. Honestly, I feel like a lot of the times, like you see like people get married to people of other faiths, and like the Christian is the one that like will become Muslim or like will become atheist or like whatever it is.
Out here.
Yeah, but it's like I'm like Christian and I'm like, let me bring you into the fold. Like Jesus is the way. There's a lot of power out here, but there's no higher power. I feel like Donald Trump was like what we needed for like all the ugliness to really be displayed and showed.
Yeah, put that flashlight.
Yeah,
not mad at that.
I think
not
it
mad
did
at that at all.
Put like a flashlight on like what was really going on in this company.
You can
company,
see
in
it
this
now.
Country
you can see it now. You can say company. I don't see a difference.
Yeah,
That's
and
real.
I feel like now people are realizing that like representation matters, morals matter, being a good man matters. Like we had a president for 4 years who was a reality TV star. He said it was okay to grab women by their vaginas.
That's really crazy.
He referred to countries in the continent of Africa and like South America as like shithole countries. Like
he was part of a sex ring.
Like
that's Epstein.
Like he was just a different type of man, and it's crazy because like so many men were like, yes, like they felt like he was an alpha, like he was like a dominant man.
A lot of women felt that way.
I think a lot of women were voting with their husbands. If you look at the,
a little bit of both.
You look at the election when Hillary Clinton ran against, and I can only speak for Black people.
Yeah.
You look at when Hillary Clinton ran against him. 97% of Black women voted for Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
97%.
I'm almost certain, but because I'm sure 99% of Black men voted for Hillary as well. I'm sure.
Not true. Then you look at Donald Trump. This election with Joe Biden. And as I'm like watching like the election in Italian, and you see there's a shortage in Black men voting for Joe Biden. They were actually voting for Donald Trump.
That's interesting.
And you see
I would never
all
guess
like
that.
the
I voted
Black
for Biden.
celebrities. You see all the Black male celebrities
I didn't
coming
like
out
that.
and speaking up for Donald Trump because there is, and I do not want to offend you guys.
No, you're not gonna offend me.
But
I didn't vote for him.
in the Black community, I feel like our men struggle with wanting this dominance that white men have had for so long, so much to where like they see it and they want to side to it. And you can fact check me and you can see how like Black men voted for like the presidential elections, and it's like against Black women and siding with Donald Trump, and it's like that is so problematic.
I'll have to look at that.
Yeah,
I don't know. All the Black men in my life I know didn't vote that way.
It's facts. It's like a lot of Black men like
that's interesting.
Look up to Donald Trump and like think he's great because they think he's a great businessman.
I think they did in the past.
In the past, for sure.
But I think that now, see, a lot of the celebrity men that spoke up don't vote, so or felons, or they can't vote. So like Lil Wayne, he said what he said.
Yeah,
he can't even vote.
My bro.
But
and
Lil
no
Wayne
one's
is
looking.
Extremely influential in
if
the
you're,
Black community.
This is me.
And I also have to say this. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
But like, as a community, we have to stop giving so much power to rappers.
I don't think
like,
we do.
I think yes, we do.
If Lil Wayne's not influencing me to vote,
50,000 people
if he's
voted for Kanye West. 50,000.
He wasn't on the ballot in Texas.
That's
crazy.
49,000.
We had to write him in.
If you're influenced by a rapper to vote, then you need to reevaluate who's your role model.
That's how I feel. That's exactly how I feel.
That all goes back to the education system.
You should be more influenced by your parents.
It's against Black people. So like you have to think of, like of our communities where like the education system is broken.
What goes back to social media too.
I mean, it goes back
people
into
are
everything.
influenced
all the
by social media.
Constructs that
there's no way
are putting Black and brown communities at a social disadvantage. And we're not having, like, our communities aren't having the resources they need. So then they look up to celebrity. I mean, even white communities with Donald Trump, a lot of them were just looking up to him because, oh, it's Donald Trump. Oh, he's a billionaire. You know? Like,
I ain't gonna lie, the billionaire thing was definitely probably majority of people supporting him. That was they're really number
one.
one.
When you get 40 million from your parents, you know. It's hard to become a billionaire from it, but you can do it.
But you got to think about it. In America, like
you can do it.
People were voting for an ideology that was not
did not apply
to them. It
right.
doesn't apply to
That's
you.
what doesn't.
Why
I don't
are
understand.
you voting for this? And this is not going to make your life better.
Yeah, like the taxes thing. That was kind of crazy to me.
You know how many people I've seen talking about the taxes that's not even near the damn bracket?
Not even close. They're in poverty.
What? You're voting for something.
You're in poverty and you're voting for this.
I seen it in my group, bro. And I'm just like, I'll be real, guys. Nobody's
in this bracket. Like, none of you are making more than 400,000 a year.
Like,
it's always going to be us versus them. And right now, like you're us. You're not them. So you need to vote with us, basically. Yeah. Until you're with them and you can change, like
I wouldn't even. I still wouldn't
change it
because I know that my people right now we're at a disadvantage.
Exactly.
So the majority of us, there's only a certain percentage of Americans that are making over 400,000.
Yeah.
And so if you're not making over that, even if you do get the 400,000, you should still vote with the people that's under.
Yeah. It's really sad.
People are hella confused.
Also, and I just have to speak up for like the Republican Party. I know it's gonna sound weird, but Donald Trump is not a Republican. Donald Trump is a nationalist, and it's very important that people know the difference between a nationalist
and
a Republican.
Republicans don't care because if they did, there
were several Republicans that spoke out against him.
There were many that spoke out against him when he was running against Hillary, but that didn't stop them from voting for him.
Well, the ones that spoke out against him that didn't flip, like
Mitch Romney.
Like no. Like John McCain's family. So the McCains spoke out against him.
He's been disrespecting that man while he's been gone.
And he was a great Republican leader. Like when you think about when he was running against Barack Obama and that woman was like, oh, he's a Muslim, or like she was saying something really bad. And John McCain was like, he's a good man. We don't share the same political views, but like, we're not gonna talk bad about him, character and like it matters, and like so basically a nationalist is what Donald Trump is. Definitely. So it's an authoritarian leader. So you think of Hitler, right?
Kim Jong.
That's exactly. So you think of people like that who like.
That's exactly what he was. And that's why the division was created. Right. He incited racism and a lot of other things.
And you have to think about like the psychology and the sociology that goes into that. So it's like if you're just to like set the record straight. So those in power cannot stay in power forever, right? Mm-hmm. But like when you're in power, do you want to lose power? No. I mean, like
why he hasn't conceded.
If black people were in power, like if Africans that live in America, if you were asking me to state it, if we were in power, we wouldn't want to lose power. I feel like we would lead differently, but like we wouldn't want to lose it. So like the psychology is like with voting for a nationalist, it's like you're saying you don't want the way that the power dynamic is in this country to change. So you want white people to say superior, right? Which is a false.
It's very false.
Very false.
In fact, it's been false for a long time, but that's why
black people, what makes white people so mad.
We have to fill out our census. Yeah. We have to.
Yeah.
That's how areas get funded also.
I mean, I just feel like black people just have to do better. But we've been divided
as a whole got to do better.
Yeah, we gotta love each other.
It's so important to like educate one another, like about colorism, about featureism.
People don't know black history though. They don't know
loving yourself.
About exactly. So it's good that like people like you, people like me, we're creating these like
empowering other black people too.
Right, and lifting the voices like of our brothers and sisters.
Right.
But yeah, so he's a nationalist, so he wanted the way that this country was to stay the same. And you see other people and they're wanting that, you know?
They do.
And like it's like I get it, but our government, our views, our laws have to reflect the land.
Right.
And unfortunately, white people are not the only people that live in this country. This was not even their land to begin with.
Right.
You know? So like I said earlier, karma is real.
It is.
And those in power cannot stay in power forever. So what you're seeing is like a transformation of how this nation is supposed to be. You have like, yes, like our president is a white man, But like, this is a white man who has dealt with a son who like went through like a drug problem.
One of his sons died, didn't he?
Yeah, one of his sons did pass away, and his wife passed away too.
And he's been through a lot, and I think that's gonna really help him be a better person as a president. He's gonna be a better president. He's gonna be a better leader because he can relate. How many of us have a family member who like struggled with drugs in some kind of way? You know, like he's lost a child.
Yeah. You have Kamala Harris. I love her. I mean, she graduated from the HBCU. I see a lot of people getting on her on social media.
People gonna get on what they get on.
People gonna get on everybody, right?
People always find something they don't like about somebody.
Yeah, but this is a biracial woman, half Indian, half Jamaican. Okay?
We need the perspective.
Like, she's an AKA. She graduated from Howard. This is something completely.
She graduated from Howard in the 80s.
Like, this is something completely different.
When being an AKA was a whole different thing.
Like
what it is today.
This is like something like we've 90s? Never experienced in the White House 80s, before. Yeah. So it's like we're finally starting to see the nation reflect
that representation.
Like and it matters. You know, like, and like I said, I think like we're going through a transformation. I always say when something really bad happens, that means something phenomenal is about to take place.
I hope so.
That's what's about to happen right
now. And
I
hope I'm able to see it.
Even with like what's going on in Nigeria. So like
the NSARS.
Yeah. So like what you're seeing is like this generation of like Nigerians, like young revolutionaries, like, you know, like they're starting a revolution.
Right.
They're
something that doesn't happen there.
Yeah, they're gonna change history and how that country is ran forever. And I know it's ugly, it's really bad what's going on, but like it's not going to be like that forever. And I truly believe Nigeria is going to lead the rest of Africa, that continent, into like where it's supposed to be.
Right.
Like into like a bright new future. Yep. And like it takes that, like studying politics, you know that like a democracy is not a perfect government. It's an ideal government, and it's always evolving.
Right.
So you
should be.
Yeah, and you have to go through certain things like that. Like this country has to go through a civil war. You know, like you like, and Nigeria went through a civil war, and now like they're like in this state of like protesting and like just like developing and getting to like the next level of their democracy. And like it's really ugly, but I know something beautiful is gonna come from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta get through the ugly to get to the good.
Like, yeah.
You have to.
It's really wild out here in these streets, man.
It is, and it's very wild. But we can make this our last topic too.
Okay.
I want to talk about mental health.
Okay.
Because it's important, and out of all the things we just talked about, I feel like that was one of the common themes.
Yeah.
So
in every situation.
Yeah.
What was my question? What is your view on it? How important is mental health to you, and for everyone? How do you think everyone else as well?
Mental health should be your number one priority. I feel like if your mentee is not good, then like you will not be good. So you can't serve, you can't live in your purpose, you can't be a good partner, you can't be a good mom, daughter, son, father.
It's like the battery.
Like it's exactly, like your brain is the captain of your ship. Like your ship, like your brain is the captain of that. And if it's not functioning, you're gonna drown, you're gonna die. And you have to protect your mental health by any means necessary. It's so sad that it was stigmatized for so long, like these disorders and stuff like that, because like
ain't nothing wrong with you, boy. No.
That's not okay. And that's something like in the Black community is like a big deal, and it's like, no, we have trauma we need to heal.
Yeah.
Like you think about us, we were always like when our ancestors were enslaved, we were in them. You know what I'm saying? So like that's just like trauma that's like
it's just
in
like
our
seeped in.
DNA.
Yeah, it's in there.
That like we have to like heal. And you have to take that time to like heal yourself. You have to do the work because it's important to. You
gotta knock out that brick wall.
Yeah. Or you won't be any good. You'll just be toxic and creative.
I feel like that's what a lot of people like. I mean, I get on Facebook and like, I'm not gonna lie, some stuff is funny. I learn a lot too. I'm in a lot of groups. But yeah, I get on there, man. I'll just see people that I've literally seen post the same type of stuff the past 10 years. I made a Facebook in like 2010, and I'll just be like
stuck.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, like this shit don't make no damn sense. But like you say, like it goes back to that mental health. Because with a lot of people, you know, that's probably like you said, trauma. They can be comfortable right there, not realizing that everything is going like this around, and you're just in the same box. And it's like I'll see people. I'm just like,
you should see progression in people's posts.
Yeah, you need to progress. Yeah.
Over the years.
Because I don't
think so.
And it's just like you just can't be comfortable in the mental space that is unhealthy. But like that's one thing about depression, it's comfortable. It's comfortable to be depressed. You're just like laying in bed, room's dark, you're not showering. It's like it's something very comfortable about misery because so many people get stuck there. And it like because you think about like when like you're working out and you're building muscle, that's painful, right? When you're expanding your brain by reading, that takes time and energy to read. It takes work, and at the end of the day, people don't want to work, and it's like you have to do the work. You have to work on yourself. No one's gonna save you. Like God helps those who help themselves, right? So it's like you have to put in the work. Like, and I would say like God is always doing his part, but you have to do yours.
People got to realize that, because even when it comes to like, I feel like, you know, God doing his part or whatever, like, you know, people take that in so many different ways. But I feel like with stuff like that, like it could be as simple as an opportunity. I wouldn't say it fell in your lap, because, you know, nothing's going to fall. Everything is meant to be. But sometimes people don't pick up on certain things and you may miss it, or, you know, maybe they weren't in the right headspace to pick up on it. But sometimes that can be, hey, man, I'm trying to show you something. Check this out. But I think a lot, it goes back to that space where people are.
And I think that, and I'm sorry I'm talking so much about like Christianity and faith.
No, that's important.
Good vibes.
God has created a path for us, right? But he's also given us free will. And I think what's so beautiful about it is like God is allowing us to choose him.
My dad tells me this all the time.
And like choose what he wants for us and not what we think we want for ourselves, or like these illusions the devil has created for us, into like tricking us and making us think like, oh, this is better than like what God has. And like we just need to trust him. You know, we need to trust God. And we need to live like the Bible. We have that book. When you think about like
that blueprint.
When you think about the Bible, and like let's think about slavery. So slave masters used the Bible to keep the slaves, right? But yeah, okay, you can look at it and say, oh, it's a negative thing. Christianity is bad. But also you have to think of like God works in mysterious ways. So they were teaching them faith. And by teaching them faith, they were trying to use this Bible to keep them enslaved, but instead they were building faith, and the power of faith, the power of hope, slavery ended. You know, like I just think God works in mysterious ways like that. And like once you have that faith, you have that hope, you have something to hold on to motivate you to get to a better place. And I feel like when you think about like mental health, you're lost. You feel like you have nothing. I know, because I was there. And it's like all I could do was turn to God and tap into faith, you know? And like, what does God want from me? And I started moving right. So yeah, like I do believe like your faith can heal you. But there's like, just to leave this off on like 3 things that I feel like will get people in a better like mental space. The first thing you need to do is take accountability. So take accountability for your life. Like you are,
it's on you to make it
where
happen.
You are at because of you. Don't blame your parents, don't blame your partner, your ex-partner, your friends. It's all you, because God has given you free will, right? So like, be accountable for your life, where you're at, where you want to be, how it's going, right? The second thing you need to do is become consistent. So once you're accountable and like, okay, I want to make a change. I don't like being depressed. Become consistent. Apply pressure, push the gas on like who you want to be, where you want to go. and just get consistent in that idea, right? Even if it's little things each day, but be consistent in the vision you have for yourself. And then the last thing I would say is to take action. So like it can literally just start with a thought. So accountability. I'm depressed. I don't want to be depressed no more. I can end this depression, right? Every day, I'm not going to be depressed anymore. I'm not going to be depressed anymore. I'm not going to be depressed anymore. Action. I'm not depressed. I'm going to go run to alleviate this depression. I'm going to go outside. I'm running. I'm feeling good, you know?
Yeah.
So accountability, consistency, and action will help you get out of whatever mental blockage you're dealing with. And like that's just like my little advice that I have for that.
I think that's real. That's real. Because a lot of
That was
people, like you say, I mean, they may do one thing, not the other, but sometimes you gotta do all three. It's like Jamal's probably been saying this for like the last year with all the stuff we be doing. He's like, man, I think if we can just master gas on all four of them instead of just doing one, then we can go up. And like it's like that same type of mentality. But like a lot of people will think away and we're just not putting any action to it, or you know, some people are just afraid. Sometimes change really screws with a lot of people, but no, you're right. Them some good points, great points to build on. That a lot of people need to hear if they're just willing to get the message. Really.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Allie, thank you so much knowledge.
Got the hoodie.
So much
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, give me my hoodie. I'm so happy.
Allie the hoodie. She really said she wanted black though, but yeah.
I'm so happy. I'm gonna wear this. I can't wait. Can I open it?
Black hoodie coming soon.
Yeah, you gotta get the black one next time because apparently I was thinking like a light, fluffy.
With the reflectors, you know.
I love it.
Hey, get your merch too. Link below.
Link below. And if you want Allie to do another episode, let me know. Well, let us know. That's all you gotta put in the comments.
Let us know.
Yeah, I would love to do another episode with you gues.
Oh no, it's gonna be a vibe. Next time I'll mix it up and put somebody on the couch next to you.
Yes, sir.